The Gauteng Premier, David Makhura, presented his mid-term review performance report, citing the gains and challenges that have been experienced over the years. Makhura launched and presented a performance review of the current administration. Now, the report gives a detailed account of the performance of the Gauteng provincial government and its impact on the economy since the current administration took office in 2014. The Premier says the increasing protest action among older townships is due to a feeling of neglect, whilst government accelerates provision of housing for shack dwellers.
We are entering a new period of sluggish growth, and the downgrade we have experienced doesn't augur well for the momentum we have been building over the past 2.5 years. If we are to create more jobs, to which I will return later, if we are to do major restructuring of our economy, to ensure that it responds to the imperatives of an inclusive growth and address other important aspects facing our economy. The period we are in of a downgrade doesn't augur well for tackling these challenges, and the momentum may slow down. The infrastructure investment has impacted positively on our economy and on households. Firstly, creating jobs, particularly 92,000 jobs created out of our infrastructure investment, contributing to household income, generating additional economic activity and government revenue, as well as empowering the previously disadvantaged. The rollout of more than 1,500 kilometers of fiber network throughout our province as part of the Gauteng Broadband Network project has been a major boost to our economy, with over 800 access sites having been added to the network across our province. In 2016, formal dwellings increased from 74% to 81% in Gauteng, whilst informal dwellings decreased from 23% to 17%. Formal structures have increased, and the number of informal structures have particularly decreased. And this is a result of a very robust housing delivery program, which saw 1.2 million RDP houses delivered in our province, and this is 31% of the national housing stock delivered by government. The older townships are left behind because government is building largely accommodating people in the informal settlements. So that's one of the narratives you should understand. The protests that you see, particularly in areas that are more formal older townships, is a story that cuts across the older townships everywhere. The number of backyards in the townships has increased quite dramatically.
But what you really need to address monopolies is you need competition. So then the Gauteng needs to be supporting entrants to be able to compete with those monopolies. That means that you need to be looking at not just financing, because financing, though important, is enough, but there are other barriers to entry that firms are facing, and the province can assist to overcome. There's also the issue around, I think, public procurement, which came up in the medium-term review. Though this is important, it only covers certain type of products. So there are other routes to market that the province needs to be looking to support. I mean, there's retail. So what are the local governments doing in terms of zoning regulations or approvals to ensure that there's space for entrance and new developments?